Hey guys, this is The Sims Central here, and I am back after 2 weeks away. But what happened in those 2 weeks? Well, of course, as you all know, The Sims 4 was released. And what do I think of it? Well, I'm going to tell you in this quick little review. So, the game we've all been waiting for well over a year is finally out, and it's the third sequel to this game. What's it like? Well, it's pretty darn awesome. But is it awesome enough? Let's find out. The one thing straight away that stands out before you even play the game is how quickly the game loads up. From launching it to the main menu was literally seconds for me. I don't know about anybody else, but in The Sims 3 that was a huge time waster for me. The launcher took a long time to load, and to get from launching the game to add to your lot to actually play took several minutes, if not more, in The Sims 3. In The Sims 4 it seems to take 1 minute or more. It's an odd experience really. I've been waiting for this game for such a long time, and I have had extremely high expectations of it. So I don't know whether this is only my problem, but I have seen people make similar comments about this. It's a great game. It really is an awesome game. The first time I played it was amazing. I had a few performance issues. I don't know what it was. I exceed the recommended requirements by quite a bit. I had every setting on ultra and high, and it was stuttering all over the place. Don't know what was the matter with it. So all I did was just restart the game, and I had no problems, and it's been perfectly fine after that. But I can't really say that against it, because that might be an issue on my end. However, the game it plays well. It's really smooth. I like how fluid everything is. But it does still seem a little bit lacking in places, but I have got to remember that this is still only a base game. Give it a few years, and after a few expansion packs, and it could be pretty more amazing than it already is. There's just a few things that are missing that do niggle me a little bit. For example, why do we not have cars? I know that Sims can't own cars, they announced that quite a while back, but why are there no cars for anything else? For example, why does the pizza delivery guy not have a car? Why is there not a carpool that picks you up for work? I don't care even if they faded back into the car like they did in Sims 3, but a car coming to pick you up is at least a little bit of realism. But when my sim goes to work, he walks out the front door and fades away, and I don't really like that. I'm not a fan of that at all. Same goes for the maid. She doesn't have a car, and while we're on that subject, why the emergency service has been removed, the police and fire department. It was always funny when my sim had a fire and the fireman would come and put it out, because sometimes we could chat to him afterwards, and that was funny. Also, does that mean we can't get burgled anymore? So the police can't come and arrest your burglar? That was always exciting when that happened, and I'm really sad that that's gone. The only two services I can see are to hire a maid and to get a pizza delivered. I haven't come across any more yet. The first thing I did after creating my sim was obviously build him a house. I went in straight away, tested out all the new build tools. They were a little bit confusing at first, and the tutorials got in the way a lot. But I don't want to be completely negative about this review, because I do like the game, and I'm just pointing out the negatives first to get them out of the way. The game is awesome. The amount of content that is included, for example, all the buy mode objects and the build mode content that's in there, is more than any base game we've had before. So that is a huge plus for it. Also, the biggest thing is I love the art style. Everything looks amazing. The lighting looks great. The Sims look great. Objects look amazing. I love the graphics and the art style completely. The towns also look beautiful. I mean, I know some people say they don't like the fact that what you see in the distance you can't go to, it's all decoration, but look past that and it really does give a greater sense of environment. It really makes the world feel like it is alive. I mean, yes, it's annoying. In one neighbourhood you've only got 5 houses, and then surrounding the houses are like 20, 30 other houses that you can't even play because they're just fake plastic decorations. But it doesn't really matter. I just like seeing that in the distance anyway. It really makes the neighbourhood feel realistic. The two worlds we get, Willow Creek and Oasis Springs, are great. They're both very different, and the environments themselves look great. Yes, they are a little bit small. We do know that there aren't that many lots. I mean, I was a little bit disappointed there were only 2 lots in Willow Creek to choose from when you first open the game. By that I mean empty lots to build on. Now in Sims 2 and Sims 3 there were far more than that to choose from. I'm a little bit disappointed in that. But once again, if that doesn't bother you and you get in straight to play the game, you can choose a house to buy and play in, and you can just go straight from there. The core gameplay itself, which is what I look for, and by that I mean, actually having a family, looking after your Sims, doing their day-to-day activities, that is all still there. It seems a little bit lacking compared to the other games. I don't know what it is, but then it makes up for it in other aspects. For example, the social interactions and this whole social system has been improved to no end, and I love that. I love going out and talking to a group of Sims. It's so easy, it's so natural, and it's really, really easy. For example, you can walk into a bar, start talking to a Sim, and 2 other Sims will come and join you, and then without you even doing anything, the group will just move to a nearby table, sit down, and talk. I love that. It really does make it feel realistic and alive. And I know everybody moaned about the loading screens. They don't bother me. They really don't. They don't last very long for me. 10-15 seconds if it's a big lot, less if it's a smaller lot. And I just love the fact that you arrive there and there's so many Sims. You went to, I don't know, the park in The Sims 3, and there was about 2-3 Sims just kind of stood there doing nothing. Then after a while more would sort of arrive, but they wouldn't do anything. They'd stand there and stare at you or get in the way or just do random silly stuff. But in The Sims 4 they're all already there doing stuff, living their lives, and you can just jump straight into that, and I love that. That's really great. Now, on the whole toddlers thing, when they first announced that toddlers weren't going to be in the game, I wasn't too disappointed because they didn't feel like they were a huge part of the game, because I didn't play with them. I say I didn't play with them much in The Sims 2 and Sims 3, but I actually did, because having a family and having a multi-generational family under one roof is what I really like playing in Sims. I just love having loads and loads and loads of Sims and just keep making them and see how far I can go with it. Trying to do that in The Sims 4 it's disappointing. I will admit I don't like the fact toddlers aren't there. And another aspect that I didn't realise and I didn't even think of is that in The Sims 3, when you walked about the world, you would see mothers holding their toddlers. Now, just that makes the world seem more alive. Just seeing that in The Sims 3, seeing toddlers about made it seem more alive and more like it was a real world. Not seeing that in The Sims 4 is a little bit weird. I don't like the fact they're not there. I thought they'd make up for it with more interactions with the baby, but they've just gone back to how the baby works like it did in The Sims 1, where it's just a cradle. You can't walk about with the baby. There's very few things you can do with the baby, and then once it's time for it to grow up, it just pops into a fully grown child, which is, I always thought that was strange in The Sims 1, but back then we didn't know any difference, so it didn't matter. But now we've had, 10 years of having a toddler in The Sims games, and to not having one, to having it back to how it was in the original game, where it just goes from a baby, pop, to a kid. It's a little bit weird. I don't like that, and it does put me off, I will admit. But aside from that, once you get past that, and you start playing more and more, it is a really good game. Like I said, the whole social aspect, the look of the game, the worlds, I love that. And I'm not disappointed with it in the least. I love it. And it isn't as awesome as I expected it to. As I expected it to be. But we can't all be happy. The only thing I find comfort in is the fact that in a few years' time we'll have more expansion packs, and that will really fill out the game, as long as they're good expansion packs that expand on what is already there. I don't want another World Adventures one where it takes away from what we've got to give you something else. I want, for example, we need seasons, pets, generations, late night, we need all that kind of stuff in there to really flesh it out. For example, we could do with another neighbourhood that's like Bridgeport, where lots of tall buildings and lots of nightclubs and bars to go to. Okay, so basically that is my review. Now I'm just going to end it with a scoring system. I'm going to rate 4 out of 5, because I don't think we've had a base game with this much content in, and by that I mean in build and buy mode. The build mode itself could almost give it the 5 out of 5 Pumbobs, but no, 4 out of 5 just for the fact that there's a lot missing from it still. We really need those extra life stages back. We really need more things for our Sims to do, and we need some more worlds as well. But what I'm not saying that's why I don't like the game, I'm just saying that is what we need from it. Right now, with it being a base game, it really does the job, and I'm really pleased with it. So obviously tell me what you think in the comments below. You're going to see more Sims 4 videos from me, especially Let's Plays. My next video will be a Let's Play video, and in the future, who knows, maybe even some machinima. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you've enjoyed it, the game and this review. Thanks for watching.